Is Gonzalo Higuain the man to save Sarri-ball? Gonzalo Higuain will arrive in England on Wednesday to complete his loan move from Juventus to Chelsea as Maurizio Sarri urgently tries to revitalize their season. But is Higuain, who worked under Sarri for a season at Napoli in 2015-16, really the man to reboot Sarri-ball for English football and solve Chelsea's current shortage of goals? There have been signs in recent weeks that the Italian manager is struggling to adapt his playing philosophy to the unique rigors of the Premier League. With Chelsea still competing on four fronts this season, attacking reinforcements during the current window were essential, and they will hope Higuain is the answer. This isn't difficult to answer. Higuain has always been a classic centre-forward, and he will slot in right in the middle of Sarri's three-man forward line. It's proved a troublesome position for Sarri and likewise for his predecessor Antonio Conte after the sale of Diego Costa to Atletico Madrid in September 2017. Alvaro Morata, signed from Real Madrid for £60 million in the summer of 2017, was meant to replace the goals of Costa but has struggled in the Premier League. Morata has managed just 16 goals in 47 league matches for Chelsea and just 24 goals in 72 games overall. The Spaniard is about to be put out of his misery by joining Atletico Madrid on loan this week with an option to make the transfer permanent for £48.5 million at the end of the season. Olivier Giroud was signed from Arsenal 6 months after Morata's arrival, but the Frenchman was always viewed as a backup. He has managed just 10 goals in 43 games for Chelsea and hasn't won the approval of Sarri since the Italian manager arrived last summer. The fact Sarri has opted to play Eden Hazard as a false nine in 7 matches this season indicates his lack of faith in Morata and Giroud. Higuain is more than comfortable taking the leading role in a front line, and his arrival allows Hazard to return to his more familiar position wide on the left. That's not necessarily to say Hazard has struggled with the demands of playing up top. He has scored 3 goals and contributed 4 assists in that role. Pedro will continue in his position on the right side of the attack and, like Hazard, will be entrusted with supplying the ammunition for Higuain. Of course, if Higuain flourishes and makes his move permanent in the summer, then Chelsea will also have the option of playing Christian Pulisic, their £58 million signing from Borussia Dortmund, on the right. We all awaited the arrival of Sarri and his playing style in the Premier League with excitement. This high-tempo, possession-based approach had been successful at Napoli, where they had pushed Juventus hard in Serie A. But would it cut it in England? Chelsea would have known what they were getting with Sarri, and, if they didn't, his insistence on bringing in Jorginho from his former club Napoli for £50 million certainly offered a big clue. Jorginho came tailor-made for the system Sarri had perfected, sitting in front of the defense and controlling the tempo like a metronome. In the early weeks of the season, we saw this in action as Jorginho set new passing records for the Premier League. It meant that N'Golo Kante had to reinvent himself as a box-to-box player. Not something he was used to, but something he did willingly for the cause. Initial signs were promising. Chelsea started the season with an 18-match unbeaten run in all competitions and scored 27 goals in their first 11 Premier League matches. Jorginho and others were in excellent form. But their 3-1 defeat at Tottenham on November 24 proved a turning point. Not only was it their first defeat of the campaign, but Mauricio Pochettino successfully worked out the Achilles heel of Sarri-ball. By deploying Delali to man-mark Jorginho, Spurs exploited the fact that Chelsea lacked forward thrust in other midfield areas since reverting to a 4-3-3 system under Sarri. Because Sarri is stubborn in sticking to the philosophy that has made his career, other opponents have been able to exploit the weaknesses after Pochettino set the template. In the 12 league matches since the goalless draw that preceded the Spurs' defeat, Chelsea have mustered just 13 goals and their chance conversion rate has slumped to 8.32%. With Morata short on confidence and Giroud not entirely trusted to do the job, the goals have dried up, and the hope is that Higuain will get them back on track. One thing that is noticeable from those last dozen Premier League matches is that Chelsea are continuing to carve out chances. They're just not putting them away. They have had 158 shots, at an average of 13 per game, and 26 of those have been described as big chances you'd expect them to score. Higuain has been a prolific striker throughout his career, whether at Real Madrid, Napoli or Juventus. He has surpassed the 20-goal mark in 8 seasons and the 30-goal mark twice. River played 2004 to 2005 4 games, 0 goals 2005 to 2006 18 games, 7 goals 2006 to 2007 19 games, 8 goals Real Madrid 2006 to 2007 23 games, 2 goals 2007 to 2008 34 games, 9 goals 2008 to 2009 44 games, 24 goals 2009 to 2010 40 games, 29 goals 2010 to 2011 25 games, 13 goals 2011 to 2012 54 games, 26 goals 2012 to 2013 44 games, 18 goals Napoli 2013 to 2014 46 games, 24 goals 2014 to 2015 58 games, 29 goals 2015 to 2016 42 games, 38 goals Juventus 2016 to 2017 55 games, 32 goals 2017 to 2018 50 games, 23 goals AC Milan, loan 2018 to 2019 22 games, 8 goals Argentina 2009 75 games, 31 goals. The Argentine is renowned for his opportunism and clinical finishing inside the penalty area. His movement to locate space is first class and his 6 feet 1 inch height makes him dangerous in the air. If you go back to the start of the 2015-16 season, when he worked with Sarri at Napoli, he has scored 82 goals in Serie A and 101 altogether. He averages 4.25 shots on goal per match and has a conversion rate of 17.3%, so you can expect him to score about 1 in every 5 chances he has. When it comes to the big chances, the ones world-class strikers should take, he has converted 52.63% of them. That kind of clinical touch is precisely what Chelsea need. So the statistical evidence bodes well, but, of course, the great unknown is how Higuain will take to the Premier League. Ironically, he is currently going through one of his worst seasons, having scored just 8 times in 22 matches during his loan spell at AC Milan. But Higuain has not enjoyed the same level of service there as he did at Real Madrid, Juventus or Napoli, and he will at Chelsea. Chelsea fans pining for Costa will be encouraged to learn that as well as being a reliable scorer, Higuain can also be something of an irritant to opposition defenders. While that Costa-esque ability to wind up rivals can be a positive thing, Higuain can also overstep the mark. Earlier this season, he was red-carded during a 2-0 loss to his parent club Juventus. Higuain, let's not forget, was sent out on loan because Juve had bought Cristiano Ronaldo for £100 million last summer and no longer needed him. He had seen a penalty saved by Wojciech Szczesny with Milan 1-0 down, and then the sign of Ronaldo scoring Juve's second tipped him over the edge. After being booked for a challenge on Mehdi Benatia, Higuain screamed angrily in the face of referee Paolo Mazzolini and was promptly shown a second yellow. He left the field in tears. So there is a volatile side to Higuain, and he will have to tread that disciplinary tightrope in the Premier League as Costa so often did. But if he can prevent the red mist descending and lets his goals do the talking, he will be a success at Chelsea. Even by the impressive standards Higuain has set, his numbers during the 2015-16 campaign, the one and only season he spent under Sarri at Napoli, stand out. Sarri had just arrived at the Stadio San Paolo, keen to test the principles and philosophy he had painstakingly developed in Italy's lower divisions in Serie A. Napoli had achieved a 5th-place finish under Rafa Benitez the previous year, with Higuain contributing 18 league goals, but everything improved under Sarri. The Argentine scored an astonishing 36 goals in 35 league appearances, equaling the historic Capocannoniere, top scorer, record established by Torino's Gino Rossetti way back in 1928-29. Remarkably, Higuain scored just one hat-trick all season, on the final day against Frosinone, showing a remarkable consistency of scoring goals. Premier League: unless stated Thursday, Tottenham, Carabao Cup semi-final, Second leg Sunday Sheffield Wednesday, FA Cup 4th round January 30th Bournemouth, a February 2nd Huddersfield Town, February 10th Manchester City, a February 14th Malmo, Europa League last 32, first leg. But it might not have turned out this way had Sarri not given Higuain an almighty dose of home truth during preseason. What did I say to Higuain in preseason? Sarri said in October 2015. I told him he was too lazy and if he didn't change his attitude he'd never become the best center forward in the world. Sarri, knowing that Higuain was a sensitive character like a lot of strikers, mixed praise and constructive criticism during that season, with excellent results. He is a little hard-headed but you just have to know how to handle him, Sarri told Italian newspaper Corriere dello Sport. Even a great player like he is sometimes needs some advice so that he feels as though someone is on his side. Higuain is a very sensitive guy and up to this point he has been trying to keep up an image that doesn't really go with his real character. He is not only the best forward in the world but he is also a man with very genuine feelings that are hidden behind that image. Following a few weeks of adjustment to Sarri's methods, Napoli embarked upon a sequence that saw them lose just once in 23 matches and they led Serie A until mid-February. But hopes of a first Scudetto since the days of Diego Maradona in 1990 were dashed when Juventus beat them 1-0 on February 13, sparking a collapse in form that would ultimately see them come second, 8 points shy of Juventus. Higuain's outstanding goal-scoring feats attracted interest from Juventus, who signed him for 90 meters in the summer of 2016. Things soured a little, with Higuain claiming he was forced out of the club quickly by President Aurelio De Laurentiis, who allegedly called him fat before he left for Turin. Sarri admitted he was upset Higuain didn't at least call him to say thanks and goodbye. I've just seen him with a Juve shirt and while I will still talk to him, I won't be happy to do so, he said. But the player was full of warm sentiment for his manager. Sarri made me grow and he has been a great coach for me. I can only thank him. The pair were soon back on good terms, embracing on the sidelines before Higuain scored Juve's winner against Napoli in October 2016. He is a phenomenon. A loose ball at Gonzalo's feet means certain death for defenders, said Sarri after the game. The coach will now hope Higuain can bring the touch of death to Chelsea's attack.